Hey, what's up, Aries? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I'm going to be doing my traditional 139 spread. So, without any further ado, let us begin. Start off by finding core energy using the anime tarot, which is basically the traditional tarot. There's only like one or two cards that are named differently. Otherwise, it basically represents the exact same thing. So it's more or less 3 traditional tarot decks for this whole thing. Alright, and this wanted to come out, so let's see what we got. Core energy for your Aries reading, we have the Princess of Discs, so Page of Pentacles. It's a very vibrant energy. It's not fire, like your sign, but the energy in this card is actually quite hopeful. The person is filled with positive anticipation. It's actually very similar to the Fool card in that regard. So not a bad start. Somebody who has high optimism, somebody encouraged about where life can take them, somebody with enthusiasm about their journey forward. So let's see what kind of clarifiers we can get for this. That's too many. If 2 or 3 come out, I've been taking them. It makes some sense. That is 4, so 1 too many. By the way, if you like this content, make sure that you like the video. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Don't be afraid to share the video. Don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. And if you're really brave, send me a few bucks on PayPal. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so following Prince of Discs, Princess of Discs, we've got King of Cups in reverse. Not great because water energy does empower Earth. And the King of Cups in reverse is a very treacherous energy. It's not just that they are cruel, it's that they love how being cruel makes them feel. It's one of the most dastardly kings in the reverse, in my opinion. And on the flip side, they're great in the upright, but in the reverse, they can be quite toxic. And that toxicity flows out of their very own emotional capacity, turned against good. So it's very strange because if they were willing to be an emotional manipulator, they could prey on a Page of Pentacles, the sort of outlook of the Page of Pentacles. It's something that they could dream towards. And that can make a King of Cups, if they're in the right position, able to manipulate this Page of Pentacles. So let's see what else we can get here, because that's not exactly great. That moves us into more of a healing reading than a validation reading, which people like the validation readings. They like hearing everything goes great, but sometimes it's a healing reading and you have to, the message being given is about what you could do better. Or it's about what you could heal in your experience to make it better, more specifically. So, next clarifier, the Hanged Man in reverse even. So, if this treacherous energy has you trapped to some degree, it will be very easy to cloud your judgment on moving forward. And it's very disappointing because it's not Princess of Discs in the reverse, it's Princess of Discs in the upright. If it was in the reverse, it would match this energy better, so that's why I'm kind of confused here. Why would an upright Princess of Discs be falling into these energies? The King of Cups, in particular, can inspire these out of you. They can take the better nature of a Page of Pentacles, and they can twist it to their own toxic benefit. And one way they do that is by clouding your judgment. And that's sort of what the Hanged Man is representing, is that the judgment is not actually serving you. This energy of the Hanged Man is being used to manipulate you, if it's in the reverse, so that's very disappointing. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so final clarifier, 6 of Swords. It's a sign of moving on to something better. So I'm not sure exactly who this is. Earth, water, wind, no fire yet. I'm not seeing your Aries fire energy. But 6 of Swords, it's a call to move on. And if you're dealing with this King of Cups treachery who's getting you stuck in this reverse Hangman energy, moving on is what you need to do. for your own betterment. And that's exactly where the Princess of Discs, the Page of Pentacles, wants to be. They're interested in learning new things. They're interested in broadening their horizons and expanding their experience. And that is empowered through the Six of Swords. It's not empowered by being stalled in the reverse Hangman. It's not going to be stalled by serving some toxic King of Cups in reverse. Alright, so let us move on to the King of Cups reverse clarifiers. Okay, so we've got 3 cards here, but let's look for something a little more clear than that. Okay, so that one didn't come out. And I see why too, it was Page of Pentacles. Alright, so these two are pretty clear. So you've got the Moon reversed, Ace of Cups reversed. So the Moon reversed, that is about shedding illusion. It's about breaking out of the illusion that the Moon represents. And followed up with that, though, is the Ace of Cups reversed, which is an emotional quality. It's a disappointing emotional outcome. It's not getting what you wanted. It's your anticipations being defied in a painful way. It's unpleasant emotionality at the end of the day. It's just the raw base form of that. So unfortunately, a little bit of what I'm seeing here is it looks like whomever this King of Cups reversed is, leaving them behind or busting out, for some reason busting out of this illusion that they hold on you is going to be painful. Maybe you don't understand that they're being toxic, and when you test them on this and they reveal their true colors, when you shed that illusion of who they are, it hurts. So I'm not sure who it is for you, but once again, heavy Aries energy, heavy water in this Aries reading. Earth, water, water, wind, no fire. Not a lot of Aries natural tendency here. You're already rooting in Page of Pentacles, which is quite removed from fire, which might be a reason why this King of Cups is managing to embellish on your base nature because you're not in it properly. Ace of Cups reversed. Water, once again, that's not exactly where you want to be. And water can quell your fire spirit. So it's not, being led by your emotions is not what you're being called to do here. This King of Cups reversed, for some reason they're leading you by your emotions, and it's kind of because of your outlook. And then you're susceptible to being kind of dragged around by this disappointment, Ace of Cups reversed. Once again, the sign here is not to be led around by your emotions. You want to lead with something else. And as an Aries fire sign, you need to be led around by action, not feelings, not necessarily even rationality through wind, and not even necessarily through material gain or stability. Fire signs are natural in action. That's sort of what serves their nature best. And you're all over the place in this particular reading. So maybe you have some mix in your chart. I'm not exactly sure, but let's see if we can pull something else out for you. Maybe fire. It wouldn't surprise me if we get some fire in the last row, since that's about you moving on properly. Alright, so here we go. Final clarifier for this row is the, wow, even the Nine of Cups reversed. More water. More indignified water. Definitely a sign of, the very classic word is gluttony. Gluttony, so it's like you're overindulging in the things that make you happy, so much to the point where they're destructive for you. So it's kind of a depressive sign that, you know, upon revealing the true nature of this King of Cups, it's going to weigh on you big time. And maybe that's because you feel like you got manipulated, or maybe it's because you feel like you wasted your time with them. But once again, we're seeing another reversed water energy here, and that is not where you want to be as an Aries. You do not want to let those feelings lead you around. It's not natural to your nature. You need to seek productive action as its own reward. Nine of Cups reversed is like extremely far removed from that. You're living in the feelings, so much to the point where they've defied productive action, and they are recklessly endangering you to some extent. Typically, the most classic example is just somebody who loves to enjoy food, and usually that's where like the Nine of Cups upright is at. Is it's like Somebody's indulging in eating great food because it makes them feel great and they have the capacity to enjoy that food. In the reverse, though, they're eating so much food that it's bad for them. So it's overindulging in those pleasures. So a clear sign here that shedding the influence of this King of Cups reversed, whomever that is going to hurt you emotionally speaking. And in that toxified emotionality, there's a little bit of potential for you to be susceptible to indulging in trying to make yourself feel better, but overindulging in it. And that's just not how you heal through this. You heal through this through a different type of energy. It's not going to be done through leading with your emotions. You can't let your emotions control you in this one if you really want to feel better. All right, so let's move on to the Hanged Man reverse. All right, so this is clear. Hanged Man reverse, we've got Page of Pentacles. That wanted to come out earlier. So you now have a dual Page of Pentacles match here. Page. Pretty cool when those match twice. So, once again, this is calling you to look forward with more enthusiasm. Re-embrace your enthusiastic potential for what life holds. Don't be afraid to cultivate some positive outlook. And if you can do that, that's a huge part of turning around this Hanged Man energy that's in the reverse. And you even have it in the upright twice. So it's something that might be actually very natural to you. You might have a very natural tendency to embrace that outlook and to be excited about cultivating those experiences for yourself. And it's what's going to help you pull up from these emotional tendencies, these toxic emotional tendencies. And this outlook, this healthy outlook from these Page of Pentacles, double Page of Pentacles cards, that is how you turn around this Hanged Man reverse energy. So there's a good sign here that you can turn that around. You got a lot more energy working towards you, for you, than against you. The only energy that really seems to be working against you is whatever hold this King of Cups in reverse has over you. But you've got a sign here to move over that. You just have to make sure that when you move past it, you don't get stuck in how you feel about it. Because if you get stuck in how you feel about it, you're gonna go down that road as opposed to these Page of Pentacles energies, which is where you need to be. So let's see, what else do we have here for the Hanged Man universe for Aries? So it's 3 cards, I'm not going to take them. Clear sign for Hanged Man reverse for Aries, please. Alright, so we've got, oh wow, the King of Cups reversed again. What a pattern. You go from Page of Pentacles upright to King of Cups reverse. This is so bizarre. I don't know who this King of Cups is in your experience, but you've got a double warning here that you've got toxic King of Cups trying to take advantage of your positive outlook. And I don't know what that's all about, specifically. I don't know if that's... Sometimes it's just people who are trying to be optimistic like this. It opens up a smidge of gullibility in them, and treacherous individuals like this can prey on that emotionality. They're naturals at it, and they're not just naturals at succeeding by doing that, but they feed off of it. They love how it feels. It matches their treacherous vibrance. So double confirmation. Double Page of Pentacles followed by double toxic King of Cups. Very interesting. It's the same message repeating again, and it matches onto this Hanged Man reverse. So you need to make sure that you embrace this this Page of Pentacles energy. And you need to disengage from this King of Cups in reverse toxicity. And it is not where you want to be. You're going to keep feeling like this. And it's even crossed here and here to alleviate that illusion in you. Get over that illusion. The illusion that they're casting upon you, you need to break out of it. Even if it will hurt just for some reason, it's something that would be beneficial for your experience, it looks like. So very interesting correlation. Very interesting correlation. It's always interesting as the tarot reader whenever these correlations occur because I don't pick the cards. The cards emerge for me. So, alright. That was 2 cards. So let's get one final clarifier for Hanged Man in reverse, please. 3 cards. Let's get 1 card, please. All right, so final clarifier for the Hanged Man reversed is Temperance card. Sagittarius energy. You're being asked to shed the weakness in your experience. And that weakness is not being able to remove this King of Cups from your experience. That weakness is not looking forward with a fair sense of what would be good for you in the future. The Hanged Man reversed is quite the opposite of that. You're looking forward. You're abusing looking forward. You're lying to yourself about what would be good for you moving forward as a reversed Hanged Man. So you're being asked to flip that around. You're being asked to shed this King of Cups in reverse. And you're also being asked here to shed the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups reverse energy. So it's basically what I was saying earlier. You're being asked to not let your emotions lead you through this. Temperance is a fire card because it's Sagittarius, even though it's got the cups on it. Sagittarius as a fire sign means that this is the first sign of fire in your reading for this. And that action that you need to take is not letting your emotions lead you astray, not letting this King of Cups manipulate you in negative fashion, and not getting stuck in this lack of outlook, lack of accurate and healthy outlook in the Hanged Man reverse. You need to re-embrace this proper anticipation, this excitement about what building your future means to you and what building your future can do for you. All right, so now we're moving on to the Six of Swords in reverse. So let's get some clarifiers for Six of Swords reversed. Or sorry, it's not in the reverse. Six of Swords in the upright, which is a sign of moving on. So part of how you move on, Temperance. So you go from Temperance to Six of Swords. A lot of moving on here is what helps you out. Moving on from toxic emotions, moving on from toxic people, moving on from an inaccurate enthusiasm for your future. So let's see, first clarifier for Six of Swords is the World card. Whoa. Moving on. Completing a cycle. It's a very cliche thing to say about the World card, but that's what it signifies. Oh, and okay, never mind, that's not true. I was going to say this as you want it, but it doesn't. I was thinking of the last read, which was Taurus, and Taurus is on this card, but that's not you, so. Just another confirmation of moving on from this. Moving on from these energies. Moving on from King of Cups reversed, moving on from Hanged Man reversed. It even crosses up here to Nine of Cups reversed, and moving on from that sort of gluttony that doesn't serve you. And it's matched with the Six of Swords, which is about moving on. So the World is about completing a cycle, which usually requires one final step, or maybe a final sequence of steps to complete this, to actually end this, to make this weird toxicity come to an end. But that's what the Six of Swords, the World, is paired up as. It's a very strong signifier of moving on. And we have discussed here what you need to be moving on from. So let us continue. All right, that was pretty quick. So second clarifier. Wow, the Hermit in reverse. So you got the Hermit in reverse and you have the Hanged Man in reverse. Those two energies actually match. And if you take a look at the pattern, you've got Hanged Man below King of Cups reversed, and you also have the Hermit below King of Cups reversed. So not only is this King of Cups reversed toxifying your outlook so much that you can't look forward properly at actions that would not serve you, but you can't even look back at actions that did not serve you. The Hermit is about taking a step back, taking a break to reflect on yourself and reflect on your past, to see where you made mistakes in the past so you can grow from them. It's about growing out of past mistakes so you can do better in the future. To the same extent, the Hanged Man is essentially very similar energy where you're taking a break now to take a look into the future and to make rational decisions about your future decisions. It's about not being reckless moving forward. It's about having a good plan moving forward. And they're both in the reverse. There's a smidgen of an element where you are lying to yourself about how valid your conclusions are while using that energy. So Hermit reversed, that comes down to you lying to yourself about your part to play in your past mistakes, which doesn't allow you to grow out of them. Or you put the blame on somebody else as opposed to taking the blame on yourself, which doesn't allow you to grow out of it and apply that for the future. Same thing with the Hanged Man in reverse. You're lying to yourself about how certain actions are going to serve you in the future. And luckily for you, to a certain extent, it's shown that it's underneath these King of Cups and reverse energies. So the reason that you're stuck is this, whomever this emotional manipulator is, they've really got you on like wired weird on this whole thing. And they've got you looking at both of these directions, your past and your future, under their toxic guise. So it's a whole nother reinforcement here that in order to heal these things, you've got to move beyond whatever this King of Cups toxic energy is, whether it's a person or just the embodiment of the energy in some form. It is not serving you. It is serving itself by using you. And it's time for you to move on from that. So let's get our final clarifier here for the Six of Swords. One final clarifier, please, for Six of Swords. Alright, so final clarifier for Six of Swords is Four of Wands reversed. So that's a little strange because that's kind of, to a certain extent, playing back to the instability we're seeing when you shed the illusion of this King of Cups. So what I saw here, King of Cups reverse, not serving you, but for some reason you're under some kind of illusion that they are serving you, and it's just something that you're not seeing clearly. When you shed that illusion, for whatever reason, it hurts quite a bit. And it's destabilizing to your emotions. And what I'm seeing here on the cross is you go from King of Cups, the Moon, to the King of Cups, and if you cross these, we're at Four of Wands in the reverse. It's another sign that when you finally try to bust out of this King of Cups energy, this King of Cups reversed energy, it's going to be very destabilizing to your experience. That's the only real fire card we've got, and it's in the reverse. So another sign here that I don't know who this King of Cups reverse is in your experience. Could be a person, it could just be an entity of some kind, it could just be an energy form. But getting away from it is going to be very destabilizing for you, both on the emotional front and on a more structured material front, so to speak. The Four of Wands isn't a pentacle card, it's not about material, but the Four of Wands stabilization often comes from others, materially speaking, and it can come from emotionally speaking. It's like kind of a weird combination of those two. It's just a lot of stability coming together, but in the reverse, you're not finding that stability. That stability is being shattered. And that's disappointing for the end of this. But it's, I guess, to a certain extent, it's the price you're going to have to pay to leave this King of Cups energy behind. And it's what you're going to need to do to feel better about this whole thing and to embrace your own enthusiasm properly. But that's something that you're going to have to decide. You're going to have to decide if shattering that stability is worth it for you. The universe wants to see you do that. You've got the World card here. It wants to see you complete that cycle. It wants to see you move on. Just understand that because of the momentum that's been built up by this relationship with this King of Cups reverse energy, you're going to have a little bit of an uphill battle actually leaving it behind. Plus, you've also been stuck in these reverse Hermit and Hanged Man energies, which means that there is a little bit of complacency that might be tumbling down, crumbling down around you as well. So, Four of Wands reversed, disappointing cap to the reading. I would have loved to see that be something else, but it's just another warning that it's, and also flanked with the Temperance card. So the Temperance card's flanked with Four of Wands on the bottom, Nine of Cups reversed on the top, Four of Wands reversed on the bottom. That's part of what you're going to have to shed to move on properly. Is you're going to have to shed these feelings, and you're going to have to a certain extent, shed the weakness that's provided from this experience, from this stability. So it's almost pointing to that you're complacent in your stability, and that the Temperance Angel is asking you to shed that to grow and to move on from this. So, all right, I think that's all I've got for this, Aries. Thank you very much for being here. Take care, and good luck with this.